A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Chapter number 7, matrices. Basic definitions and formulae. Matrix. A matrix is a rectangular array in shape whose elements are written within square brackets in a definite order in rows and columns. The matrices are denoted by capital letters of the English alphabets, while the elements in a matrix are denoted by the small letters. For example, A equal to 7, there is a matrix A whose element is 7, which is within the square bracket, and we have another matrix B that is equals to R S. R and S are the elements of the matrix B. Another example is C is equals to 1 and 1 plus 3. There are two elements. One is 1 and second is 1 plus 3. There are two elements in this matrix. And another example is D, that is equals to 12, 17, 21, 25. These are the four elements of the matrix D. Order of matrix. Order of matrix would be equal to rows multiplied by columns. For example, if we have a matrix A that is equals to 7, means in this matrix we have only one element, that is 7. So how many rows are there? There is one row and one column. So number of rows equal to 1 and number of columns equal to 1. So it can be written as 1 by 1. Here this one is showing the number of rows and this one shows the number of columns. Okay. Now next example is B equal to 1, 7. There are two elements. So number of rows, one row, second row. Okay. So number of rows equal to 2. And how many columns are there? There is one column. So number of columns equal to 1. So it can be written as 2 by 1. 2 shows the number of rows and 1 shows the number of columns. Another example we have here is equal to 11, 25. There is number of row is 1 and number of columns 1, 2. So number of rows equal to 1 and number of columns equal to 2. Therefore, it can be written as 1 by 2. Another example we have here equal to 6, 13, 23, 35. Here number of rows are equal to 2. There are two number of rows and number of columns are also 2. That's why it can be written as 2 by 2. Types of a matrix. Number one type is row matrix. So a matrix having only one row is called a row matrix. For example, 0, a matrix having only one element, that is 0. So number of row is here 1. Here another example is 4 plus 3. Number of row is equal to 1. Here we have another example R, S, a matrix having two elements R, S. So number of row is equal to 1. Here another matrix we have 2 upon 11. This is one element. 2 upon 11 is a fraction and we will take it as a one element. So that's why number of rows are there only 1. Column matrix. A matrix having only one column is called a column matrix. For example, 5, A plus B, here one column, Here, 1 column, 1, 7. A matrix having 2 elements, 1, 7, but 1 column. Okay, the matrix having 2 elements, -8 and -1. So, this is our column matrix. Okay, now square matrix. A number of rows and columns in a matrix is called a square matrix. For example, A equal to 1 minus 3 0 2. Here we can see that there are two number of rows and two number of columns. That's why number of rows and columns are equal. That's why it will be called the square matrix. Here we have another example. D is equals to a matrix having only element 1, that is 0. Here is number of rows is equal to 1 and number of column is 1 by 1. So this is also example of square matrix. We have another example, that is D equal to A, B, C, D. There are 4 elements. Here is 2 number of rows, 1 row, 2 row, similarly 1 column and then 2 columns. So number of rows and number of columns are equal. That's why it will be called the square matrix. Rectangular matrix. If the number of rows and columns in a matrix are not equal, the matrix is called a rectangular matrix. For example, A equal to 1, 7. Here we observe that there are two number of rows, 1, 2, but one number of column. So its order is 2 by 1 and it is not equal. That's why this matrix is a rectangular matrix. Similarly, we have another example, C equal to 11, 25. Here we observe that there is only one row, okay, but the columns are 2. So its order is 1 by 2. It's not equal. That's why this matrix is also a rectangular matrix. Okay. Now diagonal matrix. A square matrix with all its elements 0 except elements in the main diagonal is called a diagonal matrix. For example, Z equal to 8, 0, 0, 17. We observe here the main diagonal is this and it has two elements and other diagonal have the 0. Elements are 0. That's why this type of matrix will be called diagonal matrix. And this diagonal matrix become the scalar matrix when a diagonal matrix, all of whose diagonal elements are equal, is called the scalar matrix. Means if these two elements would be equal, then this diagonal matrix will be called the scalar matrix. For example, A, 0, 0, A. So main diagonal is this, its elements are equal and other diagonal or elements are 0. That's why this type of matrix will be called the scalar matrix. Okay. Now next is 0 or null matrix. If all the elements in a matrix are 0, it is called a 0 matrix or a null matrix. It is denoted by the letter O. So D equal to 0, 0, 0, 0. There are 4 elements, all are 0. Here E equal to 0. Okay, there is only one element and both are the examples of 0 or null matrix. Now equal matrix. Two matrices are said to be equal if and only if they are of the same order and their corresponding elements are equal. There are two things. Did you see? Okay. If they are of the same order, they must be of the same order, and their corresponding elements are also should be equal. Then in this case we say that A equal to B. So we have an example. A equal to 1, 2, minus 3, 2. There are 4 elements. Its order is 2 by 2. Now B equal to 1, 2, 5 minus 8 and 1 plus 1. There are also 4 elements and its order is 2 by 2. So order is same, its order is 2 by 2 and its order is also 2 by 2. So order is same. Now just check, are their corresponding elements equal or not? Here we have a very first row, first column 1. Here also we have 1. Here we have 2 and here also we have 2 in matrix B. Matrix A have here minus 3. In the second row and in the first column it has minus 3, and here matrix B have 5 minus 8 is minus 3. So this element is also same. Now we have here 2 and here also we have 2. So order of both matrices are same and their corresponding elements are also same. That's why both matrices will be equal matrices. Okay. Now unit matrix. A diagonal matrix, all of whose diagonal elements are equal to 1, is called a unit matrix. For example, D equal to 1, 0, 0, 1. So diagonal matrix becomes the unit matrix when its main diagonal have only one element that would be equal to 1. Understand? Now we have the transpose of a matrix. If a matrix changes rows into columns, then resulting matrix is called transpose of the given matrix. For example, we have here a matrix A that is equals to 1, B, C, D. There are 4 elements. In first row, we have 2 elements A and B. Means the row elements of row becomes the elements in the column in transpose of a matrix. So here we have AB in a row and now in A transpose we have AB in column. Similarly in matrix A we have CD in row and in A transpose we have CD in column. So the rows element have been changed into columns. That's why this will be called A transpose. Okay. Now today's lecture is going to end and we will start our first exercise, that is exercise 7.1. Okay girls, Allah Hafiz.